Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Irene Smith. I am the creator and the host of Pink Melanin Survivors. I'm the creator of Pink Melanin Survivors, and I just want to say welcome. So, there's a few things that I want to talk about first. And again, this is Pink Melanin Survivors. I am on Facebook Live and Instagram Live if you want to catch me on these lives every Saturday. Now, what I wanted to talk about was the timing, because it seems as if my time at 7 o'clock is just not feasible for everyone. And I'm trying to work it out to see exactly what works for everyone here. And a few of my viewers have expressed that 9 o'clock is actually better for them, because they're home, they're settled, getting kids ready for bed, getting their day-to-day, ending their day and relaxing, and they would really like to enjoy the live broadcast so that they can interact. And I think that I might just do that, not just for the viewers, for me as well. My day-to-day is pretty busy and everything, so I believe beginning next Saturday, Pink Melanin Survivors will begin to go live at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I hope that's not too late for everyone. But again, if you cannot make it, if that is too late and you cannot make it to the live feed, my videos are always posted on YouTube. YouTube is Pink Melanin Survivors, Instagram Live, and Facebook Live. And it'll also be on my Facebook Pink Melanin Survivors page. So, with that said, again, Pink Melanin Survivors will be going live from here on out every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. Okay? I really, really hope that works for everybody. Okay? Because it just might work for me. So I also have a few shout outs that I wanted to do today, because, there's just a few people that I wanted to recognize, and it also goes with, the theme or the topic for today. So, number one, I want to shout out and thank you for the amazing, let me tell y'all, this person, oh my gosh, my logo. I am so in love with this Pink Melanin Survivors logo. I am so in love with it, and I just want to thank from the bottom of my heart my cousin Joseph Street. Thank you, cousin. I'm telling y'all, he put this together, and when he sent it to me and showed me, I fell in love with it, and I was like, that's what I was looking for. It wasn't exactly what I had envisioned, but he got what I wanted. He knew exactly what I wanted. And so I just want to shout out Joseph Street, my cousin, for the amazing logo. My Pink Melanin Survivor logo. This is my brand. This is my baby. And he brought the vision to life. So I truly appreciate you. I love you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Joey. Also, I want to thank Miss Kiara Jackson. I just want to thank her so much, because she is always getting my head right. Like today, she got my head looking good, because if anybody who knows me knows, I do not like doing my hair. I can't stand doing my hair. And if I can get a hairstyle where I can barely do it, this is what it is. So, Kiera Jackson, thank you so much. Up in Smoke, Blazing Beauties. Y'all hit her up on her Instagram. I'm telling you. I'm trying to think. Also, I want to congratulate one of my very best friends today. One, I want to say happy birthday. Happy birthday to all of the Scorpios, to all of the November babies, all of my friends that I have not said happy birthday personally. I want to say happy birthday to you guys today. So thank you guys for being there, supporting me throughout this entire journey, and I want to say thank you and happy birthday. But a special shout out goes to one of my best friends, Letitia Bailey, who celebrated her birthday tonight, and she also got engaged. So I am so excited about that. I am so excited about that. And, you know, like, it's just been a day for me today. I mean, these last couple of weeks, it's honestly been like, oh my goodness, it's been so busy. And that's another reason why I believe Pink Melanin Survivors, that time, will honestly be good for everybody. So, like I said, Pink Melanin Survivors from here on out will be going live every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. Eastern. A lot of my viewers, like I stated before in the beginning, have expressed that 7 p.m. is just a tad bit too early, and they really would like to engage and watch the live when it's live, not when I actually post it to YouTube. So, again, Pink Melanin Survivors, 9 p.m. Saturday, every Saturday evening at 9 p.m. That's exactly when we are going to start our new time, is at 9 p.m. every Saturday. So once again, I just want to say thank you everybody for joining me, and I am your host, Irene Smith. I am the creator of Pink Melanin Survivors, and I'm just doing some shout outs, you know, like I said, happy birthday to all of the November babies, especially the ones that I have not said personally, because it's a lot of you Scorpios out here, and a lot of you Sagittariuses out here. And, you know, I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. Congratulations to one of my best friends, Letitia Bailey. She just got engaged tonight, and this is why Miss Irene is looking here. I want to say thank you to Kiera J. Yes, please, Up in Smoke, Blazing Beauty. She didn't hook me up today. So I just want to say thank you. And to my cousin Joseph Street, thank you for the amazing logo. I mean, like, I just keep talking about this. Anybody who knows me, like, I'm sitting over here like, look at my logo, look at my logo, look at my logo, look at my logo, look at my logo. Oh my gosh, like, I'm in love with my logo, and I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart, because he got the vision. He got it. He hit it. I gave him an idea of what I was looking for, and he got it right on the spot. Now, today's topic is called It Takes a Village. And I wanted to touch on this because I know the last few episodes that I have been just talking about myself, you know, and my experience of being a survivor, and, you know, like, what went on with me. I want to talk about your village, my village. And my village is pretty big, you know, like, I have a pretty big village, you know, not just the people who were actually there throughout my entire journey, but all of my friends online, like the prayers, the support, you know, just talking. That is a lot of people think that your village is the people that are hands-on with you. And yes, that is a lot. That is a lot. And it's so much, it's very appreciated. But sometimes it's like I know for me personally, I had my mother, I had my sister, I had my children. You know, they were the main ones that they saw the ugly of this battle. They saw the ugly of breast cancer, you know. And for my mother and my sister, it wasn't the first time, you know. But for me, my experience was, it was hard. It was rough. And my mother and my sister, they were there. They were there, and they, you know, they fought with me with grace. Like, really, they did. They were there throughout the entire time that I could not, you know, take care of my children. So my village is, I wanted to touch on that tonight, because even today, like tonight, just having a evening out with two, no, I'm not even going to say two of my best friends. It was the two best friends, but also my other friends that were there. You know, like, these are people that throughout my journey have helped me recover, not physically, but mentally, by bringing laughter, by bringing joy and great conversation. And a lot of people don't talk about that, but that's also a part of your recovery. You know, it's not only the physical that you have to recover from, it's also the mental, and trying to, you know, I don't always want to talk about my cancer or what happened through my cancer, although that's what this podcast is for. That's what this live is for, is to talk about my experience as a breast cancer survivor. But tonight is about the people who have helped me along the way, who have kept me sane, and for the people who have supported me. Like I said, these people have, you know, prayed for me. These people visit. You know, these people have been a constant, you know, just a constant figure in my life, you know, before cancer and after cancer, you know. And I want to say thank you guys for that, because it was needed, and it helped. Not only, you know, like, when we all get together, it's not just, okay, Renee, you know, okay, you know, for anybody who knows me, my nickname is Renee, but it wasn't always, okay, Renee, you know, your doctor said this, your doctor said that, or, you know, how are you feeling? I am not the type of person that likes pity. I don't like it. And I know people mean well when they ask, or when they kind of tiptoe around certain things, but I don't like pity. I really don't. If I tell you something, it's not out of, you know, trying to get pity. It's because I'm trying to help you understand where I'm coming from. And to the people in my village, I want to say thank you for keeping it real. I want to say thank you for always, you know, just keeping it, how can I say this? Regular. I want to say thank you for always talking to me as a person, not as a survivor. Yes, I know we get on the topic sometimes, and everybody, you know, everybody talks to me and asks how I'm feeling. I appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. I do appreciate that. But I appreciate it when I can just talk about regular things without my situation being brought up all the time. You know, and that's what this is about. This is about my village, and my village is huge. And it could be just little minor things, you know, like just certain things that I've gone through. My people would be there, and people don't really recognize those people who are there for the actual patient or the survivor or the person that's in treatment. When you are in treatment, a lot of people just focus on that person, but nobody really focuses on the people who are battling and fighting it out with them. I was actually inspired for this topic by a page that I follow, and I honestly don't know if I'm allowed to do this, or so please, whoever, when I do mention this page, I hope nobody come at me, but I do want to say this out of respect, because I really do admire this page, and I was inspired. But this page is called For the Breast of Us, and I really enjoy reading and listening to the content. And one thing that stood out to me was, your support team. How is our support team? How are they doing? How are they mentally feeling? Are they okay? Are they handling your situation well? How are they handling this entire journey along with you? I had a conversation with a very beautiful soul earlier this week, and we were talking about her situation, and I was referred to her by a student's grandmother that I take care of at work. And this woman, she has a beautiful soul, and we were talking. I think we were on the phone for like an hour and a half just talking, just about life and how do we feel about our diagnosis, and just trying to get to know each other. I've never met this woman. I just talked to her, and one thing that she said was, we were talking about how we as survivors, we don't get a break whether we are dealing with this or not, because even though we're the ones going through this journey and we're the ones fighting this disease, there's a part of us that still has to make sure everyone else is okay. You get what I'm saying? And that's what we were talking about. And knowing now that it wasn't just me that thought that, even though I was going through my battle, at my lowest point where I couldn't move, I always had to make sure, were the children okay? I don't remember last episode I was talking about being a burden on my family. And that's what I had to keep thinking about was am I a burden? Is everybody okay? Is there a way that I can lighten a load, even though, I had no control over what was going on with me? I had no control over, my diagnosis or, the side effects of chemo and radiation. I didn't have that control. But in the back of my mind, I was just like, I just cannot allow that to keep me down. I have to make sure my children are okay. I have to make sure I can help pitch in and pay the bills and pitch in and make sure or try to make dinner, knowing I could barely move. I could barely lift anything. To this day, it still bothers me, that I have to continuously call my children downstairs in the kitchen with me because I can't hold a cast iron pan without my hands getting weak and my arms getting weak, and I drop the pan. Imagine it being filled with food, these are the things that people are not understanding. Your village is here and they're going through the same thing you're going through. I have never even sat down, and I feel bad about this now that I think about it. I never even sat down to ask my children, how did they feel? What were they going through? I've seen it. I've seen the changes in my children, and I'm pretty sure that was a reaction to the diagnosis and what they witnessed during my journey. I have 3 children, if Anyone, anyone who doesn't know me, I have 3 children. They are now teenagers. I have an 18-year-old daughter and twin 16-year-old boys. At the time, they were 11 and 9. 10 and 9, 10 and 8. They were 10 and 8 at the time of diagnosis, 11 and 9 during the time that I was going through my treatments and when everything got rough. And I remember clearly my daughter acting out. I mean, she was acting out. Now, it could have been hormones because, she's a preteen at this time. So it could have been a mixture of both. But, the sassing, the misbehaving, and all of that. I watched my children go through the motions with me. One of my twins is on the autism spectrum. He has Asperger's. So watching him act out was hard, until to this day. It's like I feel like I didn't do enough for my children because I was so wrapped up in trying to get better for them. I wasn't focused on what was going on with them at that time. And even now, like, when I go through, when I have minor setbacks or when I have physical setbacks and I need their help, to them, they're just on like autopilot, like, okay, here we go. Sometimes they argue over it. Do I have a right to get mad? No. Do I get mad? Sometimes I do because I'm like, you guys, I'm in pain. Can you guys help me out here? I can't move. But is that fair to them, to my children, my village, that they don't have, how can I explain this? I mean, this is really like, is it fair to them to keep, I honestly don't know. I'm actually at a loss for words, but it bothers me now to know that I was not there for my children during the time that they needed me most. And I know I couldn't help it, but I feel as though that this was the time my children needed me and mommy wasn't able to be there. And even though I had my mother and my sister, that's not who they were looking for at the time. So they pretty much not just, gosh, I honestly don't have any words because I'm almost in tears with this when I think about it. But it's almost like they kind of lost their mother temporarily. Like it's almost like they lost their mom, just for that time, because I couldn't be there for them, and it bothers me, when I really think back. Like I'm thinking back now about how when I first got my first round of chemo treatments, and I remember being out, like I could not get up, I couldn't move for 3 whole weeks. I could not move, and I can't even remember what was going on with my children. And if I'm being very, very honest with you guys, that whole time frame is a blur where when I hear my mom and my sister or the children say certain things to me, and I say I don't remember, and the children tell me, Mom, you were right there. Remember, you were right there. I don't remember. I really don't remember because everything was just a blur. It's like it was a time in my life where I can't remember anything. And now that I'm thinking about it, it's one of those things where I'm like, I wasn't there for my babies. And they temporarily lost their mom because even though I was physically there, I wasn't mentally there for them when they really needed me. I wasn't there. Like I said, my mother and my sister was there. And that's where my village came in. They were my support. That was my foundation right there. My mom and my sister, they held it down with the kids, financially, everything. But me being there for my children, I think that's what people don't realize. People don't realize that, even though we as the survivors are going through something, not saying that, are we paying attention to, or not just us, because we already have a lot going on with this, but is everyone else paying attention to our village, to our support system? Is everyone else making sure they are okay? Are they strong enough to fight this with their loved one that's going through this? And after listening to the young woman, I don't really know how old she is, but the woman that I spoke to earlier this week, it was hard listening to her story. And it's hard knowing that there isn't a lot of support there. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of support out there for breast cancer survivors. And I haven't done the research quite yet to actually say this, but I have to see, is there enough support out there for Black and brown women? Women of color. I know for a fact, like with me, when I was going through what I needed to go through and I was having a hard time financially, I went to every site that was available for women with breast cancer, just women in general that dealing with breast cancer, and there wasn't any support for women who have already survived. Every website, every support page was only for women who are in active treatment or patients in active treatment. And I sat there and I was just like, what about us that have, yes, we survived. That's amazing. But why don't they consider still dealing with the doctors, going to therapies, after surgeries, if something is going, like if something happens, like with me in 2018 when my implant ruptured, there was no financial help. Of course, I had mental help available, but the time that I missed, and the time that I missed from work, the time that, or not being able to survive off of disability. If anybody who is on Social Security disability, and I'm not knocking it because, that's the only income some people have, but you cannot survive off of Social Security disability, Social Security period, let alone. You have to really live with someone in order to survive. You can't do that on your own. And there aren't that many resources out here to help you. It's always a tick for tack. Well, if you're getting this type of assistance, you can't have this assistance. You need this, you can't have that. And this is where this is where your village comes in. And sometimes that's a burden for them because you don't know what's going on with them. You don't know what's going on with them. And that's why I wanted to make this topic today about your village, your support team. Who is looking out for them? Who's fighting with them so that they can be strong, for their loved one that is battling this. We're all in this together. And that's why I wanted to say thank you to everyone that's in my life, because even if you weren't there physically, you're here. You know, you've been here throughout this entire journey. A lot of my followers or my friends on my pages, they've been through this journey with me. I've posted stuff. I may not have posted or blogged, but I've posted. And I know it's 30 minutes, but I'm going to go a little bit over, maybe 15 minutes over the time, because I really want to get this out there. You know, like, we just don't, we don't acknowledge that the people that are helping us, you know, as a cancer survivor, and I'm going to say cancer survivor, but the people who are helping us as a cancer survivor, they're going through a lot as well. You know, they're risking everything as well, and it's mentally and physically draining for them, and we don't realize that, because number one, as the patient, we're so wrapped up in what's going on with us, or we physically can't focus on it, that we don't see the wear and tear that is going on with our support team. And two, our a lot of people don't believe it, but our children, they're a part of our village, and they are a part of our support team, young or old, no matter how old they are, because me personally, they're the reasons why I'm here. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't have children and I had breast cancer, but I do know my children was the main source for me fighting. My children was the main reason why I fought to beat cancer. They were the reason. And I'm not saying for the ones that passed on that they did not fight. They did, but they were tired. They couldn't do it anymore. That doesn't mean that they gave up. No, they have to rest. That's how I look at it. They had to rest. Like, it was their time to rest. But what I'm saying is, our children, no matter how big or small they are part of you. They are that part of you that you don't want to let go. That's how I looked at it with my children. You know, when I got diagnosed, I didn't want to let go of my children. So I'm going to fight. This is what I was going to do. And I was determined to do that. You know, my mother and my sister, my niece and my nephew, you know, we're all right there. I mean, my mom and my sister is all I've really ever known, you know, and ever stayed with. And it was just like, you just can't leave that. I couldn't just leave that. And like I said, this is just me. This is my personal experience, my thoughts, you know. And nobody ever thinks about that. Nobody ever thinks about, you know, our outsiders. You know, when outsiders looking in, they're like, oh, wow, you guys, you know, bless your heart for, you know, being there for your daughter or being there for your sister, you know. But what about them? What are they going through mentally? What about them? What are they going through physically, financially? You know, it's all one thing. You know, I may have been going through it physically and mentally, but so are they. You know, they have so many things to worry about. Like, what hypothetically speaking, what would happen if something were to happen to me and I wasn't here on this earth anymore? Now they're left with all of whatever they have to deal with for a service. You know? These are the things that people aren't thinking about. These are the things that people don't think about when it comes to your support team. They're not only there making sure their loved one they're not nursing them back to health. They're not only doing that. They're thinking about the what ifs. They're thinking about what happens. Like, who's going to take the children? Who's going to raise the children? What do I do? What are the next steps? These are the things that they are thinking, that I'm assuming they are thinking. I don't know, because I've never really thought to ask, But I'm assuming that's what they're thinking, like, okay, well, if things don't pan out the way they're supposed to, what's the next step? Who gets legal guardianship of the children? What financial situations is this person in? How much debt are they in? Like, these are things that nobody is thinking your support team is going through. And it's sad because they really do go through, I want to say, more mental distress than they do the physical. And like I said, I want to thank my support team. I want to thank my mom. I don't even think I have thanked them. And I feel bad about that. It was just so natural to just, when I got diagnosed, it was just automatic for them to be like, okay, boom, 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 boom. This is how we're going to do things. This is how we're going to take care of things. That's just how it was. Like, there was really like there was not a pause during my treatment, during that time of my life. There wasn't a pause at all. It was just, okay, this is what it is. We're just going to keep going. You just make sure you get better. You just make sure you go to your appointments, rest up so that you can get back to and that's what happened. And unfortunately, although it took 7 years for my I'm not going to say it's even better, but it took 7 years to finally feel like myself, even though I know it may seem like it, but I, just like anybody else, I go through so much, but I don't like to complain. I don't like to complain about the aches and pains unless it's like really, really bothering me. You guys know that. I'm a joker. I like to laugh. I like to goof around. I like to have fun. That's just who I am. I'm that type of person. And the only time you guys or my followers would know that there's something wrong is if I let it be known. Like I said, throughout my entire journey, you would have never known that I was going through cancer or breast cancer. I looked just like this. Not this per se, but I had my makeup on. I would draw my eyebrows on. I would draw, like, wear my eyelashes because I lost all my hair. Eyebrows, eyelashes, just hair. But you would never know because I had the wigs on, I had the eyelashes on, I'd paint my nails, nobody knew except for my village on my page, all my friends on my personal page knew what I was going through because that's what I posted. So the next time I just want to say the next time, if you know anyone, if you know anybody that's going through cancer, breast cancer, think about their village, think about their support team, because I'm sorry guys, I just want to say, there's my cousin. Thank you so much. I love you. I was telling everybody, I was thanking you for the amazing logo. You guys, again, Joseph Street, he is the brains behind this amazing logo. I mean, I had an idea and I gave it to him and boom, he got it. That's what I'm saying. He got it. Oh, that was you? Thank you. And but yes, everybody, like, really, please, just, I get it as the patient, or the survivor. I know everybody worries about them, but also worry about their support, just kind of nod to give a nod to their support team, because the support team, their support system is going through the same amount of stress as the person that's actually dealing with it. And like I said, my children, my mom, my sister, my family, I mean, they've been nothing but amazing. You know, whether they were here personally, whether they were here, you know, virtually, it's all there. It's all the same thing, because it keeps you, like, I know for me, it kept me sane. It kept me sane, just being able to talk to my family regularly without having to always talk about, oh, you know, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Sometimes you don't want to talk about that. You know, you don't want to talk about it. It's like, can you guys just talk to me like a person? You know, like, I get strangers. They don't know. And, you know, and I get, like, your older family members. That's just what they're used to. It's a term of endearment. They want to make sure you're good. You're okay. And me, it's like, how do you tell those people, like, okay, I don't want you to keep talking about what was going on with me physically, because I'm a strong believer in whatever you put out in the atmosphere. You know, I don't want to claim these things. So yes, I went through it, but I don't want to continue to go through it. So I try not to speak on it. I try not to go into depths about it. Now, this platform is to just encourage women and to just talk about my experience. Like, as a black woman, this is what my experience was dealing with breast cancer. That's what this is for. So I don't mind talking about it, because I don't know who is out there that can relate to what I'm going through or what I have went through. You know? I actually had 3 people tell me that, Erica. I did. I had 3 people tell me. She said, I need to write a tell-all book, and that I have an amazing story to tell. And I will be honest with you, 2 family members have said that to me, and it was my Aunt Susan J. Lewis. She said that it was a couple Christmases ago she said it, and my Aunt Linda Lewis, who is now deceased, God rest her soul. We lost her a couple weeks ago, so please continue to pray for our family. But she also said that to me, I want to say a couple Christmases ago, you know, like maybe, I'm trying to think, maybe 3 or 4 Christmases ago, when the whole family was together and we were all talking, and both aunts said this. So, you know, me personally, I'm just your regular schmegler person, you know, going through what everybody else is going through. But it doesn't hurt to get it out there, because what I'm going through, somebody else might be going through, and they just don't know how to express it, or they don't know how to, you know, maybe they can relate to it. And that's why I tried to do this, you know. Like I told you guys, I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm putting it out there. It'll get better. I know it's going to get better, because I have so many ideas. I have so many people that's in my corner that's willing to work with me. I'm learning from them. They're teaching me a lot of stuff, and I'm getting there. Like, let me tell you, I just learned how to upload these videos from Facebook to YouTube. Who knew? I didn't know. I didn't know. I am not tech savvy at all. But, you know, so I've had a few people say that to me, Erica, you know, like I should write a tell-all book. And you know, a parent at my job, she told me the same thing. I should think about writing a book as well. Shout out to Emlyn DeGanis. Thank you so much. She is an amazing woman. If anybody knows her, she is an amazing soul. And I really want to get to work with her, because there is a lot to learn from her. I mean, she is, if anybody knows, I believe she has a bookstore called Masia Books. I'll post it for you guys and tag her so that you guys can find her. But she is amazing. I mean, this is a well put together woman. Like, let me tell y'all, I love her. But she was another one that said that I should think about writing a book. But back to the topic, just think about the support team. Think about the family and the friends that are also fighting this, fighting along with their loved one, because it's mentally draining for them. It's hard on them. And, like I said, I have never even thought until like right now, today, about how my children felt. All I knew was that I'm here for them. All I knew was that I have to be here to take care of them. That's the only thing that was on my mind. But did I ever stop to think, how are they mentally? No. Did I ever stop to think, like, what were they thinking this entire time that I was going through this? No, they were just going with the motions with me. And I thought they were okay because I saw the smiles, and, to me, they were regular kids. To me, they were just regular children, acting the way regular children act. But when you think about it, it's like some of those tantrums that they had, was that a cry for help? Was that, like, I don't know. Because I didn't think until now. I mean, I know after this podcast, I'm going to ask them, like, hey, I mean, they're teenagers now, and they're probably going to sit here like, yeah, Mom. I know they are. But these are just some things that I really do believe that should be talked about. And I really want to say thank you to The Breast of Us. I follow them on IG for this topic, because I didn't think about that until I came across it. Like, I already had what I was going to talk about today. And I was scrolling, I want to say last night, and that's when I was just like, that's an honestly good topic to talk about, is the village, your support team. Like, who's taking care of them? Who's making sure they're okay, that they're okay mentally and physically? Who's making sure that, they're making sure they get fed, that they're sleeping well, and besides them taking care of their loved one. And that's something people don't really talk about, so that's what I wanted to talk about. And I truly do thank you guys for viewing and joining in. And again, Pink Melanin Survivors will be going live every Saturday at 9 p.m. We are going to make that a 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for the ones. And it was about maybe 3 or 4 of you that have inquired that if I could change the time. And it actually works out for my schedule as well on the weekends. So Pink Melanin Survivors will be going live every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that is it for today. And again, I want to thank everybody for joining me. And I want to say thank you to Joseph Street. Thank you, Erica, for always tuning in. I love you, girl. Thank you, Kiara J, for my hair. I want to say congratulations and happy birthday, Tisha, and happy birthday to all of my November babies. And yeah, to my November babies. December's coming up. Everybody like my Christmas get up. It's not fully done up here. You guys probably can't see it, but I have the jingle all the way. This is what this house is. We do Christmas early before Thanksgiving. That's just me. I don't know if everybody on Facebook can see that. In this house, we laugh, we play, and we jingle all the way. Bam. So anyway, thank you guys again. I truly, truly appreciate you all. And don't forget to share, follow, follow, follow. Look me up on YouTube, now that I have it, Instagram, and Facebook. I go live on Instagram and Facebook every Saturday. I upload the videos on Sunday if you've missed out. And that's about it. So again, thank you everybody for joining in. I will talk to you next Saturday. Peace, loving, blessings. Bye-bye. Share.